This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for June 2, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, DCS mourns the death of Deputy Commissioner of Corrections. The Department of Correctional Services has expressed the sadness at the passing of Deputy Commissioner of Corrections, Reverend Orville Moore, whose body was found off the crash-prone Spur Tree Hill Main Road on Thursday afternoon. Moore, the Acting Deputy Director of Rehabilitation and Probation Aftercare Service at the Department of Correctional Services, was last seen on Farewell Avenue, Malines Road in Kingston on Monday, May 29. Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Cleon March confirmed that the body was found close to Moore's mangled vehicle. It appears to be the body of Acting Commissioner Reverend Orville Moore has just been found in the Spur Tree area of Manchester. The body was found very close to his personal vehicle, which was discovered mangled. We are theorizing at this time that the vehicle seemed to have been in a very serious accident. We are processing the crime scene right now, said March. Dr. Mark Thomas, Acting Commissioner of Corrections, said, "It is a very challenging time for all of us at the Department of Correctional Services and the family of Reverend Moore. We send sincere condolences to his family, friends, and colleagues. Reverend Moore delivered exceptionally and was professional in the execution of his duties across 2 decades. Members of the chaplaincy unit have been deployed to provide counseling to his family and staff members." Reverend Moore began working with the department on February 1, 2003 as a probation officer. He was appointed on October 1, 2004. He was promoted on October 1, 2017 to Chief Probation Aftercare Officer. He was assigned Deputy Commissioner of Rehabilitation and Probation Aftercare Services on May 12, 2023. 2 Jamaicans among 3 facing death penalty in U.S. murder trial. A former policeman turned music producer who was freed of a 2007 murder in Jamaica is headed to a pretrial in the United States next week, again for murder, and the prosecutors are expected to seek the death penalty. Omar Miller, 45, is one of 3 co-defendants who will have a pretrial and arraignment next Friday. The jury trial in the matter will commence on October 6 in the Orange County Superior Court. Miller is charged alongside 2 men, Devon Quinlan, 37, and a fellow Jamaican Andre Andrews, 38. Andrews is a past student athlete of Jamaica College. Both Miller and Andrews are charged with 9 similar counts that include murder, robbery, burglary, and firearm-related offenses. They have been remanded. Quinlan, who is out on bail, is charged with a conspiracy after it was alleged that he was a driver and a planner. Andrews and Miller, who were caught on video entering the home with handguns, were arrested in Florida nearly 2 months after the killing. The murder victim was a promising 20-year-old entrepreneur, Raymond Alcala. Investigators say that up to the time, it was the first murder recorded in Irvine. Under California state law, murder is punishable up to the death penalty. Miller, who dabbled in music production, rose to prominence producing music for incarcerated dancehall star Vybz Kartel and his then Portmore Empire outfit. This, however, is not Miller's first brush with the law, as he was found not guilty of murder in 2011 while serving as a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Miller was one of 4 policemen who walked free following the murder trial of 18-year-old Grants Pen resident Andre Conti Thomas after they were acquitted by a 12-member jury. They were represented by King's Counsel Jacqueline Samuels Brown and Valerie Nita Robertson, Peter Champagny, and attorneys at law Linton Walters and Tamika Harris. In unsworn statements from the dock, Detective Corporal Noel Bryan, also called Matterhorn, Corporal Philip Dunston, and the constables Clayton Ferron and Omar Miller said they acted in self-defense when Thomas pointed a gun at them. A gun was tendered into evidence as the one taken from Thomas. The Crown, represented by attorney at law Kathy Pike, had alleged at the trial in the Home Circuit Court that Thomas was killed in cold blood at the Cruiser Gully Bank of Grants Pen Road, St. Andrew, on September 28, 2007. 2 of the prosecution witnesses changed their statements and said they had not witnessed the shooting. However, the Crown was relying on the evidence of then-government Senator Andre Franklin, who said Thomas had his hands in the air when he was shot. No retention strategy likely to stem police exodus, says Anderson. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson says the High Command is unable to introduce a retention strategy to stem the rise in resignations from the police force. Answering questions at the just concluded 80th Annual Conference of the Jamaica Police Federation, General Anderson admitted that the High Command has intensified its recruitment program due to the increasing number of cops leaving the force. He said it is unlikely that the High Command can introduce a program to stop the exodus. With about 450 officers leaving the force yearly, the Commissioner said 1,250 officers are now being trained to ensure that even if the usual numbers leave, there will still be at least 800 cops.
The steady state leaving the force year on year is about 450 people leave.
Yes, sir.
The reason why we're doing 1250 is that we know we're going to lose 450 and we have 800. Now, when we started to break down why people leave, etc., a lot are, if it's resignation, it's usually resignation and migration. That tends to be the one, and then the rest are retirement. As a percentage of the force, on a good year, i.e. where we don't have that many people leaving, it's 2%. On a bad year or a higher year, it's about 4%. That's where we fit in, and it tends to be, if you look at it over time, it just fluctuates around that. So we know that, yes, there can be some retention strategies, but sometimes they're very difficult to manage.
Prime Minister encourages a preparedness as hurricane season begins. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is encouraging all Jamaicans not to be caught off guard this hurricane season. The 2023 Atlantic hurricane season officially begins yesterday, June 1. Prime Minister Holness says all necessary preparations, including securing emergency supplies, should be made in the event the country is affected by a hurricane.
You always need to have some emergency supplies on hand. In today's economy, it's difficult sometimes for some households to buy more than they need, especially households who are on limited income or no income at all, and they live from day to day. But for those of you who can, and even for those of you who can't, it is absolutely important that you put aside even 2 or 3 days of food supply. Make sure you have water, some amount of canned food, some amount of dried foods that can last without refrigeration. You need to create your own evacuation plan well in advance of a disaster strike, so that you will know very quickly what is not just your route, but how you're going to utilize that route. A hurricane, while you may be given a day or two notice, when it actually happens, the surges can move very quickly. So I'm urging all Jamaicans, as a part of our preparedness, bring your family together and say, all right, if this were to happen, which is the best route we should take, and where is the best place for shelter?
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.